Hello, welcome back. Today on Dr. Phil, we look at PTSD and how it affected the veterans of Vietnam. We have a very special guest here today to talk about his experiences at war in Vietnam and how he struggles with PTSD. Let's welcome none other than Tim Hale. Lieutenant, nice to meet you.
Nice to be here. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, so I just wanted to start off by saying thank you for your service. It really means a lot to me. And I know it didn't mean a lot to a lot of people at the time during the war because there's so many people against it. How did you feel getting drafted into a war that you didn't believe in?
It was very, very difficult because you have a country that's unwillingly taking their sons away from their families and they're forcing them to go to war. I really didn't want to go because, I don't know who the enemy is.
Yeah, a lot of people had a life at home and a future, and that was cut short for a lot of young people at the time. Can you tell us a story about how hard it was for you to decide?
Absolutely. Dear Mom and Dad, I really am upset because I got drafted, but I have to make the most of this. I'm currently in Minnesota at the Tip Top Lodge, and I might go to Canada. So if you don't see me again, just know I'm doing well. I love you, and I'll write as often as I can.
Thank you for sharing that story. I know it must be hard, especially suffering from PTSD, and I know a lot of your other friends haven't really made it that far sharing their story, and I know how having somebody be your outlet really helps you. Tell me how PTSD has affected people that you served with.
Oh my gosh. Well, there was I'm not going to say his real name. It was we'll call him John. John was in the service with me, and he lost one of his dear friends. He was very close to saving him, and this guy was an excellent soldier. And it really shook all of us when we found out that he had hanged himself after just a couple of years of not being able to get back on his feet after his experiences from the war. It's very, very important that people find a way to cope with this.
I know it's hard for you to share stuff like that, but that's how we're going to help you treat your PTSD, by sharing your story. So you have you have a backing for people to support you. Where is the triggers coming from? What really made it click in your mind that you've had these flashbacks? Is there a specific event that maybe if you share it will help you realize that you can get through this?
Well, there were a bunch of them. There was the bombing noises. I hear fireworks on the 4th of July and I can't sleep. But there was one event in particular, the first time that I killed a person, and it hasn't left me, that guilt, and it's tough to really talk about.
But will you share that with us here today? On what happens, and maybe it will help you get through this better?
If it helps me get through it, I'm open to sharing it, yeah.
Okay, so let's begin.
Die! Die!
Can you tell me a little bit more about that flashback?
Well, I just remember being like, way deep in the jungle, and that's all Vietnam really was. It was just like dark jungle, and you couldn't even see what was going on. And I mean, what I remember from it was that somebody was being overly aggressive, but I mean, I guess in the end it was kind of me who was being overly aggressive because you have
Do you,
like.
do you feel like you have a burden on yourself because you took this man's life away and you don't even know what he had in store for him for the rest of his life, if he had kids, if he had a family, and he probably has a family. And what you have to understand is you were protecting yourself so you can go back to your family.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, what about him? I mean, I had a whole life ahead of me too. What if he had that? I mean, I never want to say, take me instead. I'm happy being here, but it's upsetting that we have to go through that as a group of people, that we have to just ruthlessly kill people um, because of some reason that I don't even know. It's savagery. It's really savagery.
Since the war has long passed and you're still dealing with these problems, do you see any way in the future where you can live your life without having these flashbacks and having this trauma?
I think it's just going to be with me forever. It's something that's never going to go away, but I think people who have been in situations like this really need to come forward, really need to talk about this, let people know that it is a problem and that there's a way to prevent people from having horrible experiences, and that there's a way to relieve yourself of this tension. And I really think today helped, but the pain's not over, the suffering's not over for all the people that do have this horrible syndrome from awful events that took place early in their lives.
Okay. I think that we can get you the help you need to maybe overcome some of these issues. And that's all I think we can talk to you here today with. Signing off, I'm Dr. Phil. We'll see you next time.